Hey guys, sorry about the little weirdness that's going on the screen right now. I need to fix that. But hey, welcome back. Episode 2, Season of Ghosts, with our cast of players that we've been playing with for a very long time. I do have one quick announcement before we get to the recap here. I am going to probably start doing this particular stream, the stream for campaigns and such, on YouTube instead of Twitch, because I'm going to be switching up this account on Twitch. Why am I doing it, and why am I not making a new account on Twitch or different accounts? First of all, it's very difficult to have two stream keys going and trying to go back and forth from them. And second, this account has all my subscriptions, and yeah, I kind of want to keep them when I'm changing over to this different persona, so to say. So yeah, this is all still going to be the same. It's just going to be on YouTube. And it also helps because then I can just directly make it a video on YouTube, which is nice. I don't have to upload it and download it from Twitch and all that. So they'll be out immediately, I think I can do. But yeah, again, sorry about the screen as it is. There we go. That should fix it. And the CSS should come in. But yeah, that's the idea. So I'll get it all situated a little bit later and give you guys more details about that. But for now, if you're looking for the stream next week, it's ideally, probably, going to be on YouTube instead of Twitch. With that being said, though, who wants to do the recap for your extra hero point for this session?
As usual, I think I pretty much got it unless somebody wants it. Sounds good.
All right.
Although, since last week was the first session, oh boy, do I have some notes to go through. Okay. So, it's the beginning of the season. It's summer, right?
It is literally the first day of summer.
The first day of summer. Unbeknownst to most of the party, a stone guardian, shaped like a dragon in the village of Willowshore, saw visions of ruin, and he awakened from his statue and came to life. In the meantime, 3 villagers, Yugo, Liaodan, and Baozin, had participated in the reenactment festival that previous night, which it kind of commemorates, if I understand correctly, commemorates when some spirits had abducted some villagers and they'd been rescued or something. We were playing the role of abductees, and those, just as those who had participated before us every year had. But we woke up in part of a forest unfamiliar to us. We weren't where we left off. And then, even stranger, there was the guardian dragon, Shugo, in the flesh, more or less, announcing that other spirits were suddenly awakened around the village, and the guardian spirit at the gate, Ugly Cute, a spider, is also missing. And even more concerning, the governor's mansion vanished. We were attacked by some giant centipedes and had our first battle, which went very smoothly. Don't expect that to last. We quickly determined that we were somewhere east of the village, so we headed back, but the atmosphere grew strange and foggy. And sure enough, Ugly Cute was indeed missing from his shrine. We relit the shrine's lantern that had fallen and encountered a bunch of dead bodies around a guard tower. There was only one guard survivor that was at the tower, who explained that strange, short blue humanoids and their snakes had come from somewhere in the south. We escorted her back into the village for safety, and she suggested that we talk to Old Matsuki in the west end of the village. And we figured we must look into the state of the Eternal Lantern, a lantern that is blessed by 3 goddesses, or gods, deities, 3 deities that we believed to have gone out. And sure enough, it had. We made a few stops along the way. We visited Yuga's family home, where thankfully there were no bodies. We went to the bridge where the lantern sat, guarded by many monsters that way outnumbered us. We stopped by an inn that was trashed but also deserted. We found all of the refugees in town hiding in Old Matsuki's mansion or manor, he suggested he wanted us to visit somebody else in the north end of the village at the trading post, Granny Hu. We would have to cross the river somehow, and he suggested that we need to find some boats. And a couple other things to look for. A Silver Mist Lodge hunter in town who might be able to track the missing Ugly Cute. As well as find a way to trick maybe the large humanoids guarding the bridge into some kind of a challenge, maybe serving them some poisoned drink, which you might find at the clinic, also on the north side of the town. But in order to light the lantern, there's something else we would have to do. We would have to do a ritual where we take 3 copper coins and consecrate them at various deity shrines around the village. But it was our choice as to which ones we would choose. Since Yuga is a cleric of Pharasma, the goddess of the dead, and my notes are missing what we tend to call her in this village.
Lady of Souls.
Lady of Souls. I love that. I love it so much. Why can I not remember that? That was an obvious first choice, and she's very relevant to all of us. We all care about Pharasma. Even more so now that we're dealing with ghosts and spirits. But we have to think of 2 more. And perhaps we can talk about that a little bit as we start.
Perhaps
I think
you
we've
can.
decided out of character.
As you finished, excuse me, as you finished the ritual in the sort of dark basalt cathedral to the Lady of Souls here, in the center of that sort of circular chamber where most of the time the service is for the dead, and the dead is at the center of the spiral of the room itself. And as you finish that, in the sort of dim light coming through the stained glass window above, sort of directly above, as a window to, well, the boneyard, so to say, you have gained the blessing of the first of 3 deities that you're going to need to do the same thing that Zihui, the original person who made the Eternal Lantern, did about 100 years ago. Gather the blessings of 3 gods to protect the village from the mists and fogs that are so common in this part of Shenmen in the Spectre Wood. So, now you have a choice though. Which gods will you choose as you repeat the cycle?
Now, far be it from me to impose upon you all, but if I may, could you check by my home? We would be able to get the blessing of one of the gods, and
Well, obvious.
I would like to check if everything is right there.
Yes.
That is indeed an interesting proposal.
We will have to find that boat sooner than later then.
I have been giving this some thought.
I believe it.
I do believe we had mentioned a little bit before, but Daikitsu would be a good candidate for another one, I believe. She is Our Lady of Foxes. She watches over agriculture and craftsmanship. And she is one of the 2 deities that actually does have a temple, however small, within the village.
I was thinking
And she
of
has quite the history here. I do not doubt she would be of help.
she would indeed be a great help. Back at my home, I don't have much to do with magic. It's kind of a bit too complicated for me, but Nalinivari is my goddess of choice, and well, as it so happens, we have a shrine dedicated to her.
I could see that working, and for a very particular reason. I would like to run something by you all first, however. I do think that Nalinavari would be a good candidate, but there's also the possibility of Abadar. I know he may not be as exciting, but he is a god of wealth and of urban development, I think that would also appeal very much to the Northridge side of town, sort of acting as a counterpart to Daikitsu. However, Nelinavari is very close with Daikitsu, and the two of them together, they do both encourage watching over the weak and your loved ones. And Nelinavari is interesting because I think she represents the arcane in a very positive light. And perhaps that would also help the village to look for new ways to protect ourselves in these uncertain times. So what do you think about the two options there? Nelinavari? Abadar?
I mean, I'm very much biased towards Laninivari, but
Of course.
Abadar is a good choice, I will have to admit.
To welcome the arcane, or to welcome large civilization. Given the magic already seen, I think the townfolk would more appreciate Nali Viati. I said that wrong.
The stone dragon just keeps watch and seems to be aloof to the conversation at hand.
Considering what we appear to be dealing with lately, I certainly have no objection.
Perhaps getting getting a bit more info on magic might help us in the long run, I imagine.
Very well. Daikitsu and Nelinavari then, perhaps?
Sounds good to me.
So, as your business is finished at the Ladies of Souls Cathedral here, make your exit back out into the mist-shrouded village of yours. The mists are common in these parts, but it never gets this deep and this foreboding. You also realize that you've been at it for the better half of the day. It's going into the middle to late afternoon hours at this point.
It sounds like we have our destinations then.
We do indeed.
Perhaps we should plan out our route in that case. Maybe we should do Daikitsu today, since it's getting a bit late already, and my home tomorrow.
If my memory serves correctly, I do believe Daikitsu, her shrine or temple it's in the farmlands, is it not?
Would be correct.
The stories of old would confirm, as well as our eyes.
Why can we not continue through the night?
Oh, goodness. You may not understand this. We mortals have a concept called sleep. It's very fascinating. Every 16 hours, we must go into a sort of stasis where we close our eyes and lie down and are inactive for about 8 hours.
It's a very nice stasis, honestly. It's not something I would enjoy giving up on.
So, Daikitsu's shrine first.
Yep, perfect.
Do you guys have control of the token? Like, all collectively?
I cannot
Seems like
move
it.
it. I cannot
Nope.
move it.
Ah,
I do
okay.
not trust my
Nope,
computer
I
right
can't
now.
move it.
That's strange that's leaving all of your measurements on the screen, but okay. I might have to change that. But we'll say, of course, you guys head across the rice paddies towards the 9-year shrine to Daikitsu. And as you arrive here, you find that this place seems unscathed to a surprising degree. Maybe its isolation from the rest of the village in the middle of the rice paddies has lent it to that, or perhaps some other divine intervention. You're not sure. But you can't help but notice little paw prints circling the outside of this sort of hut-like establishment here. It's got a straw roof, it's got sort of mud brick exterior going on for it. And it has a bit of overgrowth to it. Its sides are, being climbed by something sort of a kudzu leaf, and there's farm tools laying nearby here and there. It doesn't just serve as a shrine, but perhaps also a place to put the tools down for a little bit in the midst of these fields. But the way seems clear to you.
Lovely. It seems as if the shrine has been left as it is, as it should be. I know of this fox's history in this town. Let me request her assistance.
I shall join you, but if you like, I will allow you to lead.
Thank you. I will accept.
As
I
you all
will teach you anything you need to know.
As you all enter the shrine here, you quickly realize, and maybe some of you have never really been in here, not really owing any homage to this deity, that its interior is simply a set of stairs that leads downwards. And as you descend about 10 feet on 10 stairs down into an enclosed space, it is lined with sort of stone bricks down here, and in the middle of which there is a 15-foot tall marble statue of a 9-tailed fox. There's a large spiritual rope made of hay hanging off its neck, and the walls around are decorated with painted carvings that depict stories of Daikitsu. A literal and proverbial foxhole you have entered. And you are not alone in it, by the way. Ming O, the
Oh, thank goodness.
cleric, the priestess of this establishment, stands there in quiet prayer, facing the statue, but a shift in her demeanor makes you realize that she knows you're here. She sort of shrugs and lets go of the prayer stance. Welcome in. I'm afraid there's not much space for safety here, nor do I have any food or water. But on your way to... She turns around. Oh, Yuga. Welcome. The rest of you.
Greetings.
It seems that Shugo has even come to our aid.
Yes, he walks now, apparently.
Sorry, go.
I must ask before we begin.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a guardian spirit here keeping this place safe?
Not one in particular, but many. Daikitsu has her way of sending her spirits towards her, well, her people in need. They don't stick around, though, for very long. This place has defended me once before in my life when I was a mere babe, and it still defends me today.
Yes, I've heard of that tale. It is good to see you returning that grace.
It is good to see you as well, Baozin.
It is good to hear others are coming to my aid, though, or our aid.
They do what they
Speak-
can.
With aid in mind, we have come to request. I forgot how to say its name.
Daikitsu?
We have come to request the aid of Daikitsu. For the Eternal Lantern, its light has been snuffed, and to light it again, we require the aid and blessing of deities.
For the first time, her eyes widen a little bit more than her sort of sullen gaze. I see. Well, Daikitsu has always been a paramount deity in these parts, yet I don't believe her blessing was one of the original threes. Rasmus certainly was. The other two I can't quite recall. I know at least it wasn't Daikitsu. If we can solidify Daikitsu's protection over this village, perhaps the ways of South Shore can be, well, promoted, or at least protected from the ills of civilization, of urbanism. I wholeheartedly accept. You may use the shrine as you wish, and I can even aid you in your prayer.
We would welcome your assistance very much.
I'm wise enough not to say no to such an offer.
Well, there are a few points in this matter, and she gives you a few pointers about prayer to Daikitsu, and she will aid your roll. With a critical success, in fact.
Wow.
Give you a +2 on your check, Bowsen.
Okay, cool. Now to wait for it. Yep. There we go. And
Alright, that brings it up to a flat 20. As you spend the 10 minutes in contemplation and prayer, presenting the coin before you, you seem to feel, or even perhaps imagine or believe, you're not sure, the presence of many foxes sort of stepping out from the back of the statue itself. And as they all swirl around in this sort of, spiral, even, so to say, you gather their support, each one after the other, stepping towards the coin and infusing the blessing of Daikitsu into it. Before long, you have confirmed, well, another blessing. 2 coins out of 3. This also certainly increases the attitude Bombing O has of you. If you ever were to require, I can create certain talismans or fulus for you. Come back when this is all over and I can offer you my services.
why, thank you. While we haven't the time to stay and chat more, we certainly will when things calm down.
We are very grateful.
To you and Daikitsu.
Of course. And, well, as it looks, you still have some time today. You should do as much as possible for the people before night falls, or even during the night. You should make haste until your
Yes.
bones ache and your eyes do not stay open.
I agree wholeheartedly. We have very little time to waste.
Yes.
I am admittedly very worried, yes.
Be on your way then. I will
And
stay
let
here.
us be off. We need to give the sun any more time to set.
As you guys leave the 9-year shrine, it has only been maybe 30 minutes since you left the Phrasmus temple. And now you're left with the options ahead of you. So, Shugo, you were saying?
We have plenty of time left. We should cross the river.
For sure. Though one bridge is already occupied, so hopefully the other one is more open for us.
The other is a dam, which does not have a flat surface to cross upon.
Nope.
Well, we can probably find some small boats around the milling houses.
Oh hey, side effect, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. We're playing Season of Ghosts, Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Enjoy your time, as we get right back into it here.
Boats aren't exactly a bad idea, but I do have to worry about trying to cross this river with all this fog.
Many things may hide. The bridge, though we know there's danger, will likely be a safer option before we know what we face.
The bridge was full of fiends. We cannot cross the bridge.
Perhaps.
Unless you mean the dam.
I was thinking of at least trying to cross the dam before we throw our lives into the river.
Why don't we go back to the east? The other river. There was boats there, was there not?
An approach from the docks, you mean? Not a terrible idea.
If we
Unfortunately
can
for you all,
find a boat there.
there's not really any dock or any landing spot on this side of the river, on this side of the dam, so on this sort of stretch here that you're on. Mostly because there's no reason for boats to go up it, and it's like the part of the dam where like water rushes into, so it's pretty wild in this part of the river. Usually no boats in it, but in the lake or the western part, certainly are.
Let us go to the west side of the lake, find the dock there, see if we can find a way across.
Anything we could also check if how safe it is to just cross the dam itself.
Yeah, so just back on the way towards these other boats, is it not?
It is, yes.
So you guys head in that direction.
Heading towards the dam. Same.
So you guys head back in towards the industrial district where the paper mills and the leather workers and all of that are housed. These parts of the town are quite well known to Yuga. It's where his family plies their trade. And you do know, yes, there are boats that line, or little docks here and there, that are used to transport things up and down this side of the town. Because the other side here, between these two rivers, basically, these two creeks, is the downtown area. So if you do spend some time searching along the lake here, you could find some boats, but as you approach the dam, you recognize it as one of your town's prides. It's a minor engineering marvel, in fact. It's constructed out of these immense, precisely fitted slabs of dark gray marble, carved with a carefully calculated curvature. There's these two giant wooden gates that can be closed or opened to lower the level of the lake itself. But you remember that turning the wheel that controls the gates automatically causes a bell to ring. You've heard this ring out from time to time, signaling to those downriver to move away to safety. And you also realize that the top of the dam is like a triangular shape, so it comes to a point. It doesn't really have a walkable top to it at all.
It's not ideal.
Maybe we should take one of the boats then.
And at current, the dam is open, so the lake's level is lower.
Would a boat be able to go through the dam safely?
No, unfortunately. But if you guys would like to search around for a boat, roll me a search check, perception.
Oop, I'm definitely in that. Can I claim scavenger search as a bonus? Objects.
Sure, yeah. Scavenging up a boat, maybe some oars, something like that, just to get you across.
15.
Well, Yuga
Shugo
scavenges
sees
up
all.
some oars or rope that you would need, and Liadon doesn't really find all that much. It is Shugo and Baozin that easily find and start to requisition one of the smaller rowboats, just enough of a size to fit all of you, including Shugo, as it's more of a cargo barge, a little bit of one, so it can fit a statue of Shugo's size. But as you're about to put the boat out to water, you do have to think upon one of your 8 rules or 8 practices. That is to say, avoid entering bodies of water when a ghost is nearby.
It's definitely a concern.
I mean, the boat's in the water. We're not in the water.
I'm pretty
Or on the
sure
water.
that's not how that works.
No, it's not.
I'm worried that
Is
we're
it-
too close to the downtown.
The water's a bad idea, I believe. But if you all really want to avoid the fiends we know, this is the only option.
Unless we were to carry the boat further to the east or west.
We would still have to cross the water.
We would still have to cross the water, but it might be safer.
Further from the light, even the burnt out lamps? I think not.
Well, the biggest concentration of ghosts is in the downtown, is it not? Or, I'm
Do
sorry,
you know?
of the evils are downtown.
Or do we cross? Risk the unknown.
You feel you have no other choice at this point.
I think we can do it.
Then
We
cross.
absolutely cannot fall in.
We haven't
I-
time.
Certainly don't see any other option available to us, so by all means, you should probably just get it over with.
Oh.
Looking across, would there be any place that we would be able to get off the boat?
It's pretty even on the other side. There's plenty of spots you can get off.
Okay.
Some docks here and there as well. But as you all enter the boat, start making your way into the waters here, I do need a either sailing lore or athletics.
If nobody else steps forward, Shugo's gonna try to control this boat.
Alright. Using your front 2 paws to sort of, or claws really, to push the oars back and forth across the water. You are really only going off of what you've observed from villagers. You've
How the
never
people
actually done
move.
it yourself. It's a
Why
little
are we
bit
spinning?
clunky, and you start turning in the water here and there, but otherwise you get the hang of it, and your brute strength certainly allows you to just force the boat forward. So as you drift into the mist-laden lake here, you soon realize that you're not alone in these waters.
Yuga looks like he's gonna cry.
The bodies of either slain villagers or, unfortunately, those who tried to cross the waters and drowned start to hove into view through the mists. The mists seem to get deep as you cross to the center of the lake here. More than anywhere else in town, you can barely see 10 or 20 feet ahead of you, and it's getting a little bit difficult to realize if you are turning in circles or not. I need somebody to make a sense direction check.
Ooh.
Is that perception?
That'd be survival.
Well, I think Yuga has a cantrip that helps with that.
I have the Know the Way cantrip
That you do.
that I can recite as we travel.
You, at the very least, peer into your mind's eye and reorient yourself. You sort of point your talon to the north, and the north is where you're basically headed.
That way.
As the party reorients and the boat continues along, I would like everyone to make a perception check. Except for Shugo. Shugo is focused on pushing the boat forward.
10.
Can't help but stare out into the mist sphere, wondering what might be hidden within perhaps even only a few feet. But it is not outwards that you should be looking. It is downwards, as all of a sudden, lurching out from the water, a hand grasps up, semi-corporeal in this sort of rotted way, but also shrouded in that same mist that caused them to drown and lose their way in these waters, as the grasping currents of the lake attempt to pull you all down with it. For the purpose of this, it goes first. As all these hands start reaching for the boat, trying to get a hold of it, grasp it, and capsize it into the waters. For the purposes of it, they have a grip on the boat now, and, well, they could threaten to bring you all down into the water if you don't do something about it. Shugo, you might be able to break the boat free. Yuga, you might be able to recite something to calm these spirits. What are each of you doing in this moment?
Panicking.
That's fair.
That's an appropriate response.
Might I know any prayers that might soothe the spirits around us
This
in
is
this kind of situation?
This is such a particular one. You might know something. It would take delving deep into your mind for it, and maybe someone else's help as well, reciting the facts of this prayer. So, roll a religion check. Somebody else should probably aid for it.
I'm not good at religion, but I'm gonna cast Nudge Fate on Yuga.
Okay.
Laudon is gonna assist as best as he can.
Awesome.
Practically a +3.
Shugo's gonna keep trying to make the boat not tip over, basically. He's just kind of try to force those oars to go past his hands, you know?
All
Push
right.
the boat forward.
Roll in athletics.
I'm gonna hero point my religion.
Okay.
It sucks.
You're panicking as you try to recall anything about this situation, and unfortunately, you can't. There's nothing that comes to mind, even with the aid of others, even with your fate being nudged in one direction. You've never really strayed too close to the waters anyway. You've never really liked being on boats or anything like that.
Nope.
And Shugo, as you're trying to get control of the boat, more and more of these hands are grasping onto the side of the boat, groping towards it, and it's starting to rock. And, well, as you all fail your attempts at stopping this, they're going to make a check to capsize, and that they do. As you all start to reel over the side of the boat, Shugo goes first with their weight being thrown around, slamming into the waters. The rest of you also start falling into them, splashing into the lake infested with this haunt of drowned souls.
This was a great campaign. I'm looking forward to the next one.
As you're all falling into the water, however, you have a chance to start, well, making your way towards shore. The ghosts, the haunt, are still dragging that boat that you just once were on down to the deep parts of the lake here. They seem to be ignoring you at the very moment, but you're all starting to get disorganized here. So what are each of you doing?
Loudon is gonna try and stealthily swim towards the other shore and hopefully avoid any further notice.
Okay, so I'm gonna say roll an athletics and roll a stealth. Athletics for the swim itself and stealth on top.
Oh boy.
You'll be a little bit slower than the rest, but if you can avoid attention, perhaps that'll help. Fortunately, these are calm waters. The base DC for swimming is 10, but in these particularly calm waters, it is 5. So if you know how to swim, you can swim in these, and everyone knows how to swim. As long as you roll above a 5. But you quickly sort of dip into the mists away from the group. You purposefully avoid them, knowing that they're only going to attract the spirits, and you can find your way elsewhere. You're safe enough. You feel confident in that.
Gives a like silent look of sorry as he makes his way away.
All right.
In the water, am I able to nudge my own fate before attempting athletics check to swim?
Sure, yes.
Casting that on myself. And then going with athletics, because I assume acrobatics doesn't apply. Yeah, it wouldn't.
All right. You do +1 it to 10, which makes it still a regular success, but as you're moving forward across the waters, you make it about halfway to shore. Luckily, it seems like you were close enough. You start to see some of the tops of buildings close by here, but you're only halfway there. Hugo?
Alright. Doesn't apply, and I'm still concentrating on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you go first, if
Okay.
that's okay.
Sure.
I bet Shugo's sinking to the bottom.
Oh boy. Yeah. This is gonna be really hairy. I don't really feel like there's a whole lot I can do other than just try my best to swim hard.
You can also perhaps try to shout out a prayer one more time to try to dissuade these spirits from taking you under to the same fate they did.
I am truly up for that, yes. I will try to beseech the spirit. I'm probably the worst swimmer in the group.
Mm-hmm.
Before I
have a
start
plus
swimming,
0.
I have. So do I.
We
Before
are
I
the
start
worst
swimming,
swimmers.
I will try, a prayer beseeching these spirits to calm, to leave us alone, to be at peace, be at rest,
Okay.
as we are trying to protect the village.
As you shout this out in pure desperation, but also pure conviction, as your desperation begins to sort of foment into that conviction, foment into, well, this is where you're supposed to work. These spirits are unquiet. They have had grisly deaths, drowning or being slain and just thrown into the water. You can't let this happen. You can't just run away from this problem if you're a true follower of Pharasma. And as you call out, the spirits that are grasping suddenly stop and start to realize, perhaps, that they shouldn't be bringing others to the same fate they had. The hands begin to slowly slip back underneath the calming waters of the lake, and the mists seem to retreat a little bit across it as well. As whatever you did seems to have dissuaded this haunt from continuing.
Wow.
So then, fate urges us on.
As you're all able to make it to shore, one boat less, though.
Though, I suppose, fate was not on the side of that boat.
It is a boat. It will be remade again. Do not worry for the boat.
I need a moment to regain my composure.
I imagine Shugo would have helped everybody that was still in the water to the shore at that point, afterwards.
Certainly so. I'll make it short here.
I have never broken the 8 practices before, and let us hope that will be the last time.
Much worse that could have gone. But for now, let us go to that shrine.
I'm glad I did not sink as you had thought.
It took some effort, but you pulled yourself free, yes. As you all make your way back into the paths of town here. It's a little bit later in the day after that ordeal, but you still have plenty of energy to go, even as the evening starts to begin, and skies turn from, well, the overcast bluish to hints of orange. The sun is close to setting. You pass by Tianjie's second best smith shop, as he calls it. Seems to be boarded up, abandoned, nobody at home. But continuing along, you come across the Hand of Spring, the local clinic, in fact. Known to you as the sort of practice of Dr. Dami Hansing. Every so often you come here, maybe learn some of the trade, Yuga, in medicine. But
Yeah, I probably come back here quite a bit.
as you're passing it by, you can't help but notice a shout, a scream, a bang, wood shattering. Something's going on inside.
Split
I
a
rush
road, it
in.
seems.
There's no hesitation from Shuko either. as you're
Okay.
hearing these noises.
Then let us go.
As you guys arrive and start heading up the embankment that leads to the place itself. Excuse me, I'm going to reduce that audio. There we go. Put you all down. The exterior of the building is sort of flanked on both sides by proper buildings, but there is a courtyard at the center, which, is where they grow many of the medicinal herbs, and it's more open air. And that seems to be where this ruckus is coming from. Seems like it's boarded up. The door at the front sort of locked off. But you can start to see little tidbits of what's going on inside as you come up this hill here. You don't see anything just yet, but you hear skittering. You hear, again, those voices. Meat! Hugo, you start to spot Ibuki, the guardian spirit of here, and one of your friends, in fact, facing off against two centipedes in the medicinal herb garden at the back of it.
Shugo doesn't even wait. He just tries to run straight through either the outer wall or the door. Just the fastest way he can get in to help his friend.
Alright, roll me an athletics check to force the door open.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay, you rush up, and for a moment, you start to trip, but you gather your footing and slam into the door with your weight and your rage. It opens as it falls away in front of you. Is that you, Shugo?
Yes, I've come here to help. We heard noises.
Well, get in here. I'm tiring of these ingrate creatures attacking my home. As he sort of flicks out a tongue at one of them, battering them aside, you all have a chance to sort of enter the building
How
before
close?
initiative starts. But as you're all rushing in, these bushes at either side rustle from something else, lie in wait. Or perhaps waiting for the other two centipedes to finish the job. Many other
Oh no.
insectoids, centipedes, and also vipers hiss and gnarl at you. I'm going to need your initiatives. As Ibuki seems to be holding off the others at the very least, for the moment. Let's get some music going. So, for the purpose of it, I forgot, again, the module that adds the ring around whoever is first, but either way, it is this creature, this centipede over here. It starts to lurch towards Ibuki and goes for a mandible bite. Though Ibuki seems to have incarnated as more of a phantasm, less a physical incarnation like you or Ugly Cute, but that seems to be to his advantage. These attacks sort of flow through him, not actually hurting him all that much. And you doubt the poison of these centipedes or vipers would affect him much. Yet, even so, they might overwhelm him. At the moment, though, you have to worry about the ones in front of you. This one here is immediately going to sort of skitter up towards Shugo, and with these mandibles biting towards you, they sort of shriek in their sort of strangely croaking tongue. Scares. But they just barely miss you, their attack bouncing off of your exterior. They go for one more strike. And miss that one just barely as well. But before you guys can do anything, a viper in one of these bushes lashes out at Leodon.
Good little viper.
Snaps towards you. Doesn't seem to take you as kin, as its fangs sink into, just barely, one of your forearms. I do need a fortitude save, as it's just enough for them to, perhaps, envenom you. And that it will be. You do take another 1d8 poison damage here.
We
Quite a
got
bit,
this.
in fact.
Ow.
But that'll be, actually only one of its attacks goes for another. This one, though, you're more aware of it, you're able to push it aside. Leodon, it's your turn.
Please, I'm not exactly good at dealing with these things. I'm just going to he steps behind Shugo into behind his friend's protection, and I'm going to start with the wider stratagem.
Okay.
Let's see. That's terrible. I'm choosing a skill stratagem,
Okay.
which means I get a +1 bonus to my next intelligence, wisdom, or charisma-based skill check or perception check.
Sure thing.
I chose the centipede, and I'm going to obviously have a recall knowledge as well because of my known weakness.
Alrighty. That'll be a nature check on them. You can't quite recall all that much about them in the sort of haste of battle. Your head's a little bit woozy from that venom.
Great.
Oh, I think, yeah, you have one
yeah,
more.
I'll have one more action. Not that I really have much, anything useful I can really do. I'm going to try and do. No, wait, I can't attack my target now because I choose this skill stratagem. Dang it.
You can rewind a little bit if you want to do something different.
No, it's fine. It's completely fine. I think I'll just end my turn here, honestly.
Okay, Bazin, your turn.
Alrighty, I am going to cast Patron's Puppet to make it so that. Oops, I have my both of them separate. My familiar moves over into a flanking position.
Okay. Familiars cannot flank because they cannot attack.
Oh, I thought wrong because I saw an attack roll on the sheet.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess there is. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
So
I
it
think
can't
it's
flank?
different for the. Yeah, I can in that case, as long as they can threaten them. Yeah.
Alrighty. So yep, I cast that spell. The effect of familiar balanced luck. I'm going. Is being flanked a status penalty?
It's a circumstance penalty.
So that means this would stack.
What would stack? The balanced luck?
Yeah, the balanced luck. If I
It
were to
would,
reduce-
correct. Yes.
Okay. -1. I don't have permission.
I got it.
There we go. Alrighty. Then I'm gonna spend 2 actions to cast Concordant Choir.
Okay.
I'm going to place 10-foot burst here.
Mm-hmm. It's these two.
Yep. And they will need to make a fortitude save.
One certainly fails the giant centipede, but the viper is able to get out of the way of most of it. Roll that damage. Giant centipede takes 6, and the viper takes 3. Hurting them a bit.
Boom. And for my last action, I'm going to cast Shield.
Alrighty. As you cast your shield, we go over to Ibuki. As they continue to defend their home, they are going to make a strike against one of these giant centipedes here. And they definitely hit. Their jaws just raking through them and affecting them with just simple force. They're going to go for another strike. Out from here, this is a place of healing. They fail. They're going to go for another bite, though. One more. 18 on the dice will make it just barely succeed. As they lash out one more time, the centipede can't hold it back, and that one is destroyed. That'll be his turn, however. Now, we go over to this giant centipede up here. It is going to sort of skitter around the bush, go for Baozin here. And go for a strike. 7 on the dice, unfortunately for them, misses. They're going to go for one more attack. As you're holding them at bay, sort of pushing them back, they're not able to do all that much. Yuga, over to you.
All right. I kind of feel like it would be a better use of my actions to try to reduce the enemy numbers at the moment. I'm keeping an eye on Leodon, however.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to attempt to take out the centipede in the southeast.
Sure thing.
So I cast a Divine Lance.
Skittering on the other side of the bush, you follow its path and sling this divine lance of Erasmus Might straight for its skull. That'll be a crit. Let's see that damage.
So 2d4 normal, double on a crit. So we
Yeah,
just
you
double
just
it.
roll the damage and for
Okay.
spells usually. As you slam that ray into its head, you send it quickly off to Pharasma's court. It's destroyed.
I do an action. Guidance, my friend. Leodon.
Over to Leodon. With that, that'll be your turn, I believe.
Yep.
Hugo, as the rage fuels you, and as you enter this place, what do you do?
Well, he's designed to defend it with his friend, so he's going to try to eliminate as many of these things as possible. As
Okay.
he reaches out with his jaws towards the one right in front of him.
You slam your jaws into it because of the familiar's balanced luck. It's sort of imbalanced itself. The flank doesn't hurt as well. 8 damage. With your spiritual rage, you're being aided, even by Ibuki in this place. Sort of he quickly shoots a glare at this creature and it's distracted and you're biting a little bit harder into them. It's enough to destroy them. And on a 1 on a dice.
And I'm going to move.
Barrel on through.
He's going to take out this other centipede, or at least attempt to, with a claw strike.
Alright.
Actually, make that another bite.
Sure thing.
As that spiritual kind of echo lashes out with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it is, again, just barely a hit. Because of the flank, you basically just crush this centipede into 2. Destroying it as well. And that'll be you.
All 3 actions.
So the centipede never got to act. You do, however, turn to this other viper that was attacking Ibuki. It's going to strike. But as the mandibles go out, Ibuki is holding their own here. Diving to the side away from its strikes. Every which way, in fact. No success at all for that giant centipede. Finally, though, we go to the one in the north. This viper, it is going to sneak up behind Bao Xin and go for a fang strike. In an attempt to envenom. Failing their first strike as you have a sense for something sneaking up behind you, Bao Xin. And even then, did you cast shield last round?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Shield.
That's why I used my focus point to use
Gotcha.
the free so that I could cast shield.
It deflects the strike, keeping those fangs away from your scales. That'll be those ones' turns. Though we're back to this viper, it is going to continue to encroach upon Liaodong. And in fact, Liaodong, since it is the viper's turn, I need a fortitude save as the venom continues to shoot through you.
No.
This time, however, you purge it from your system. You feel okay and are not, well, envenomed anymore. However, that might change as it attacks again. And this time, the bite lashes into your chest, your upper arm, getting really deep into you. I need another fortitude save. It's coiling up around you, sort of has a grip on you. I need
I'm
you.
avoiding that
Okay.
immediately.
Okay. That is much better, though.
I like that.
You steel yourself and push through, sort of pulling it off of you before it can envenom you too much. But as you have it in your hand, it's going to lash out one more time before you can throw it across the room, or at least away from you. It does not succeed on its fang strike, and we are back to you.
Yeah, I was getting really bothered by all these snakes, and it's going to first try and devise a stratagem.
Okay.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughtfully rubbing his chin, he grabs his whip and, like a circus ringmaster, cracks it in the viper's direction.
Sure thing. It bears its fangs once more. The whip.
Yeah, wait, I gotta recall knowledge. Excuse me, I keep
Oh,
forgetting
yeah.
about that.
Mm-hmm. That'd be another nature.
Alrighty.
And with that, you realize, of course, these are vipers. What do you want to know specifically about them?
Do they have any special abilities that we should know about?
If you approach a viper, which nobody has, it can slink away,
Oh, good to know.
sort of as a reaction.
Understood. And I'm going to try to whip it good.
Mm-hmm. Straight across its head. Roll that crit. It's straight to the ground. Not getting up after that.
Oh, that's nice. That's cool.
Alright. And that's 2 of my actions.
Mhm.
And my third action is going to be a map attack at the right place over the north.
Sure thing. Trying to carry the momentum with it, unfortunately gets caught on that little outhouse on the side there. Alright,
Turn.
Bowsin, over to you.
Alrighty. Okay, shield's expired. So I'm gonna let that go. I am going to cast Nudge Fate. To give myself the benefit and to reduce the AC of this snake. Then I'm going to cast Needle Darts,
Mm-hmm.
pulling out some sharp threads of metal to throw at the snake.
Sure thing. Unfortunately...
I'm going to hero point that.
Okay. That's a much better roll. Roll of damage.
Oh yeah.
These needles pierce out towards it. They hit into many parts of it, grazing across, but nothing kills it just yet.
Well, that's all of my actions.
Okay. We go then over to Ibuki, who's going to try to finish off this other giant centipede. First attack does it. I don't believe it's enough to kill, but very close. As it goes for another. And another. This one just barely missing. Now, this one's already dead. We go to Yuga.
Well then. With only those two enemies left,
You hear
might
this
as well save the heal
viper around the corner.
and finish off the Viper.
Okay.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed so hard. Prepare another Divine Lance.
Mm-hmm.
Fire off a Holy Beam.
One definitely hits.
Barely.
5 damage is definitely enough to bring it to its death.
That's my turn.
Now Shugo.
Excellent.
Realize the only one
Shugo
left.
does his best to not trample all these plants as he rushes to his friend's aid.
Sure.
He probably tramples stuff.
Yeah.
And he's gonna make a bite attack against this guy.
Okay.
It's okay, we understand.
Though, as you're being too careful, you're not able to get yourself in a good position to strike.
I don't want to bite the plant on accident. Follow up with a.
No, you better eat your vegetables.
Follow up with a claw.
This one, unfortunately, also misses. Surprisingly so. This
Very
one's
distracted.
going to instead lash out at you as its final couple of attacks here. Missing that one, and it's missing that one too. Leodon, we go over to you, as this last one's fighting for its life.
Well, it's quite the awkward spot I'm put in, but alright. I'm gonna walk on over.
You could just let us range people and those two handle it if you don't want to run. It's fine.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna continue hiding behind Shugo
Okay.
and try and rip it.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of a penalty to your strike, or rather, it gets a +1 bonus to its AC because of
Watch him crit again.
cover, or lesser cover. That does hit, though. So you finally lash into it. It was already really weak. You bring it down to 0. It is dead. Now, on that note, the combat ends. I do need to take a quick break here, so we're going to go on break for 5 minutes, guys. I'll be right back. See you guys in a bit.
Okay.
See ya.
You.
Alright, and we're back. And I do need to fix this real quick. I just need to do this, right? Yes. And we'll change the music, of course. Be a little different. Ooh, is it bugging out? Yeah, it is bugging out. I have a very, 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 very complicated setup for the HP bars to show on stream. Sometimes it breaks, sometimes I have to reset it, all that, but I think it's really important for people watching to be able to see at least HP. Party experience is fine too as well. That's up, and then we do this.
Oh yeah, we haven't gotten any experience yet, by the way.
Yes, so experience for this fight, 80 for fighting these guys on the side, and then 30 extra for saving Ibuki. So total of 110.
That implies there's a chance that you don't save Ibuki.
Yeah.
The gecko. Such a silly little creature.
Ibuki, are you okay? Hello. I recognize all of you differently, though, as he looks over at Shugo. I guess Ibuki's not the only guardian spirit that's been awakened by all this, huh?
No, but Ibuki's form is much different than mine. He kind of goes and tries to grab Ibuki, like, gently.
What are you doing? I'm incorporeal. I don't have a statue to occupy, not like you. Dami here has never deigned to give me a place of occupation. I'm just, wandering around here and rest where I can. Well, that's because I didn't even know you were here. Thank you, though.
I'm glad you are safe, Ibuki. I truly am.
Yes, of course, yes. Shugo, it's nice to see you here too. I was wondering about the others. Where's Ugly Cute?
That's what I'm so concerned about. Ugly Cute wandered off.
Wandered off? He wouldn't just do that if he was awakened in all of this. He would be defending the town with us.
Just like me, I think his statue got up and I followed it out into the woods, but I lost track of it, unfortunately.
Well, if it really is him, then he wouldn't abandon the town. He really wouldn't.
I think that he may have moved these ones. He looks over to the rest of the group to safety in a different field. They were not where they were when they went to sleep.
Perhaps. That would make sense. Ugly Cute may also be warding off more dangerous spirits by keeping them away from town.
I
It's
hadn't
hard to
considered
say.
that.
He might know something we don't. But I was awakened by this vision of some sort. I saw the town in ruins and overgrown
Yes.
as if it had been in ruins for so very long.
I had the exact same vision, and then I became like this. I could move. I had a physical form. I don't like it very much.
I don't like being incarnated in the physical either. Spirit realm is where we are meant to be, the ethereal plane. But we are called here for a reason, I assume. Of course we are. The town needs us.
And fate has deemed that true.
Well, you all know me, Dami. Dr. Dami Hansung Babam. I'm just gonna write it down for you. I'm not going to butcher this name, but Babam Babangaloob. It's a northern name, okay?
It's an impressive family name.
I'm relieved to see you safe, Doctor.
I have trouble saying my own last name, I know. That's why I'm just Dr. Dami to you. Leodon, your sister's here.
Oh, she's safe?
Yes, well, she sprained her leg on the way here, but, I'm fine. Brother, you don't have to call after me like I'm some lost child. But yes, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. At the very least, it's good to see you safe.
I bow
Yeah.
to her.
A few other villagers also exit out of the sort of office, the doctor's office in the back there. You see just some normal villagers, but you also recognize Huo Tianzhe, the second best smith in town, as he likes to always say. Well, quite the reunion. We didn't know there were other survivors. This was the best place we could get to before we were attacked by all manner of beasts. Good to see you're all safe, he says.
We
Yes.
can mostly only speak for the South Bank side, unfortunately, at this time. The vast majority of South Bankers are safe.
Well,
I don't know about this side yet.
that's good to hear. Yes, I'm sure they found refuge at Old Matsuki's manor. Place is like a fortress, everyone always says.
That's right.
Well, you all were the abductees, though. How'd you get back into town?
We walked.
You walked, yes. Of course, I know that, but you've been fighting your way through everything here?
Somewhat. We've also
More or
been
less.
scaring off some of the fiends.
It's good to hear. Seems my brother has, finally found some compatriots.
Oh, well, it's more. It's certainly been proven helpful for me. I'm certainly very thankful for their help. He looks at the giant statue in the room with him.
And you know that I have Godon's back.
Well, then you'll spend less time cooped up in Father's study, reading all you can about the world, and apply some of that information, huh? I'll keep the shop held down while you're cavorting about.
Oh, I was gonna ask about that. How's the situation there?
Well, I boarded up as best I could, and it seems some old magical defenses of Father's are still operational. They fried a few of the little creatures, enough so that they'd know not to get close to our home.
That's reassuring to hear at least.
Won't those defenses zap us in turn then?
Oh, no. They seem to only be, they seem to only strike at, non-humanoids. And non-animal creatures, like normal animals. He had a way of programming them to not hurt us, but hurt otherworldly creatures. Like these gremlins.
Shugo looks concerned.
Well, that's all fascinating, Dr. Dami starts to say. But, I need to give you something in thanks. I really appreciate your help, and you probably need it if you're going to continue running out there. Here, look. Here's some antidotes if you ever get poisoned again. I see, some snake bites on the snake. Funnily as that is.
That being said, I would appreciate being able to borrow a cot or something to help treat Leodon.
Well, I could treat them as well, you know. I know I've tutored you a little bit in it, Yuga, but in this situation, you might want my help first. I can do a lot for him.
That is true. I was afraid to ask. Thank you.
Of course, you can aid me and maybe make a study out of it. You'll need to know how to
But
deal
of
with snake
course.
bites. Follow me to my office. Oh, and, here. So extra thanks for saving, Ibuki here. I was worried about him for a moment. He was the only one defending the place. These dark vision elixirs might prove useful to some of you. And I have more in the back, but I can't just give them out if we're gonna try to make a run for safety during the night.
I just went ahead and moved them to stash for now.
Come along, let's get him patched up.
Come along, friend.
Ibuki, are you going to be able to keep these people safe until we find a new place for them?
Well, I think I can at this point. I don't see any reason I couldn't. They can barely hit me anyway in this incorporeal form. And, now that everyone's safe, we could probably board it up a little bit better, keep them out. And if we keep them out, then, and put some corpses outside of it, that probably would scare the rest of the creatures off. All these things, these centipedes and vipers and gremlins, they all seem to be attracted here for some reason. And did you hear those giant centipedes speak? They don't normally do that, do they? Something is off.
The last time we found some of these in the forest as well. They were trying to eat those ones, and they were also speaking body parts and whatnot.
Disgusting. Normally they're just bottom feeders. This is more than just some spiritual upheaval. It's more than we realize. But for now, I think we need to just help the townspeople and get that lantern lit. If that lantern is alight once more, then the mists will abate and these creatures will not want to stay here any longer.
That is exactly what we are working on right now. We stopped by because we heard the noise.
Good. Do you have the blessings? 2 of them at least, or 3?
2. We are going for the last one in this tower to the east,
Ah.
I believe.
You seek the blessing of the Mother's Coil, then. Good. There is one shrine here to Qizong, the Master of Medicine, if you are in a hurry, but the tower's only a few hundred feet away.
It is the better connection to those in the group.
Very well. Let's attend to the others and get out of the medicine.
Shugo's gonna pull the bodies outside, basically.
Sure thing. As you all head into this room, Jubei would also, or Iguan would also come in here. Alright, up on the table, let's see what we can do about these snake bites. You know I'm never going to let you live this down, almost being killed by our own kin. Our lesser kin.
Well, it's not. They're not bites from one of those. I was just feeling hungry and gnawed on myself.
Roll a deception check.
Uh-huh. DC 30.
I'm keeping this.
That's so appropriate.
You're the worst liar in the world. At least you bring me some levity for that. That activates the bickering siblings effect from your background. But for her, so she actually gets a +1 bonus to her next check.
Yuga's like extremely calm demeanor just breaks, and you see him turn around like holding his beak. He's trying to hold him to laugh.
Lana is just offering an innocent-looking grin.
Alright, that's, whatever happened, we're going to heal you up. So, you go. You see this here, you don't want to, you want to first determine how deep the wound is before you close it up, because, this, that, blah, blah, medical terms that I don't know myself, but this character does.
Oh, yes, of course.
He rolls this at DC 15, so add a +5 to it. To the 2d8.
Alright.
This is hard. This is hard. Oh, I think I need to get an dragon action. Hold on. This is hard.
You just roll your medicine.
Roll my medicine. Roll my medicine. It's over here.
There we go. No, Hugo, that's not... Let me just take over here.
I'm sorry,
Should be
my
fine.
hands are shaking after that encounter.
No big deal.
This
But-
is still somewhat new to me.
A doctor with shaky hands is no good doctor. You must know this. So you get 11
I-
HP, Leodon.
I know.
You know, I heard that one story about a doctor who went to a temple to train as a sorcerer who had shaky hands after an accident. But anyway. Y'all don't know your Marvel references. But
Was,
you should be fine.
Oh!
he was a fairly strange doctor.
Yeah, yes. I think they call him Doctor Strange. As a joke, you know, that wasn't his real name. But, besides that, that should do you good. You might need to rest a little bit for it to completely heal, but you should be
I'll be
good to
fine.
go.
I'll just walk it off, maybe drink a few nice tinctures here and there, and I'll be right on my feet.
Now, Lon, as you're being healed, did you start to mull over in your mind whether you should ask for that poison that old Matsuki mentioned the doctor could have that could aid you in defeating, well, the strange fiend on the bridge?
Oh yes, there's something I've been meaning to ask, Doctor.
Yes, of course. What is it?
Well, the bridge is currently occupied by some of the fiends, and we're looking to poison them, and something to help with that would obviously be very appreciated.
Poisoned. Well, I do have something, especially something that you could put into a drink for that drunkard creature. Just so you know, I don't normally condone poisoning. I have some, yeah, it's in the back. I have some Dreamtime tea. It's quite potent. Careful with it. And only use it on the monster. Don't take it yourselves. I know it's I know you might be curious, and I know I have it just for rare personal use, for careful use of recreational drugs, but I'm a doctor, I can do that. It
This
can
also
be...
is not the time.
Yes, of course. It can also be quite addictive, as he hands you some Dreamtime tea. I think I put it in your inventory there. There we go. Vidrani herbs all the way across the ocean.
My, this is quite a rare little herb, isn't it?
Yes, well, if you need to transcend the boundaries of reality, it's the only way to do it. But it'll certainly weaken the mind of that creature, or even knock it unconscious if you give it some time. Just keep it busy, it might fall unconscious and be able to deal with him that way.
Certainly going to be helpful for us. Thank you, good doctor.
That's all. Y'all should get back to your business.
Indeed, we haven't the time to tell me much.
Thank you very
Yes.
much for your aid.
And yes, brother, I'll hold things down here. You know, I know some minor cantrips. I can aid in the defense of this place. Better for us to stay here now, especially that it is getting darker. You can frolic along. Use those wits of yours to good effect. See you when all this is said and done. Hello.
Well,
Hi.
What
if
happened?
we have no more reason to wait, let us be off.
I guess you guys didn't hear what I said.
We did.
Oh, okay. You just.
They were all sharing a quiet moment together.
So, I could add some, like, ceramic plates to you, maybe sharpen your claws? How about that?
Well, it might be fine, but maybe once we're done with all of this, if you're still around.
What do you mean, of course? I live here. You're suggesting I'm going to just keel over? No, of course not.
You better not.
I'll be fine. But I do want to have a look over you, just my curiosity. I made the dam, so I'm the inventor around these parts.
I mean, he's been standing still for years.
But now he suddenly moves. Stone as if flesh. Impressive. But yes, you should get along and save the village, yes.
Shigo nods. Just don't take any parts off, okay?
No, of course not. Ibuki also nods to you. Stay safe out there. We'll reconvene and we can figure out where Ugly Cute went after all this is said and done.
We asked for the hunters to help look for Ugly Cute. Maybe they can find something while we're busy here.
Oh, good idea, yes. I'm sure they'll find something. I'll hold things down here.
Shigo kind of gives Ibuki a little bow of farewell before he moves out.
Alright. So I'll head out of the clinic. Successfully saving the people here. You head back out into the town proper. At this point there, it has come to about sunset across the town. For some reason it turned off my mist. There we go. Continues to get darker. The mist still shrouding everything. Blanketing the whole place. So, what's the plan from here?
Do you think we have enough time to get to the tower before the sun fully sets? Or has it already done so?
Well, we've been sort of driven to even work through the night, so perhaps we should head over there and maybe rest the night in there. It is protected after all from all these critters.
If nothing else, yes, it should be a safe place to haul up for the night.
Alright. Let's continue along the paths here.
I must say that I do not approve of waiting. The longer we take to relight the lantern, the more lives are at stake.
We can assess our situation once we've gotten the blessing.
As you guys continue along, the town's mists above you sort of give way as the moon begins to rise over the town. Darkness begins to reign, but something else in the air also sort of makes its presence known. The moon shifts from the usual white moonlight into something blood red, dousing the town in this eerie red dark glow. Hold on one second. There we go. Not that bright though.
Don't like that.
1 second. And then... Oh, wait. There we go. That's better. The mists still subsume the town, but now with this eerie blood moon risen above it, a lot of previously unseen details are shown to you. Grisly fates of townsfolk here and there at the side of buildings, creatures scurrying away from you on the edges of your vision. The whole thing makes, well, all of this just a bit more terrible. I need a reflex, or not a reflex, a will save from everybody as you
Have I
behold the true
ever-
terror of what has happened here.
Have I ever seen anything like this before?
You have not, no. Brought with it, though, is also rain, spattering to the ground.
Shugo is very unsettled by this.
Um, Rain. There we go. Hope that's loud. Sorry about that. Alright. But yes, I need that will save from everybody. There they are. Alright. Shugo. This turn of events is especially unsettling for you. Yuga as well. You both are permanently frightened one, as long as you stay out within the blood moon. The sheen, the rain seems to bring down a sheen across the village as well, making more reflections happen, but in those reflections it seems like everything is covered in a layer of gore and blood. A terrible visage across the town. But you can still push forward if you so wish.
How close are we to the shrine?
Not too far now. We're very close.
We should hurry.
Yes, please.
I see no reason to slow.
Feel my heart pounding.
You
This
rush.
way then.
The mother's calling. Luckily, nothing bars your path. You finally get it to the wizard tower here. It is seemingly one of the taller buildings in town, or at least on this part of it. It's a Nagajo-style tower of dark basalt that appeared overnight when Theoden's father, Anjal of Tulsuras, arrived. Seems no worse for wear, though. Its magical wards defending it from gremlins and other creatures. They seem to be fried or burned up next to the tower. But this dark basalt tower is quite the visage within this blood rain and looming moon at its back.
Open the way. Let us in, please.
Quickly now, please.
Ladon is gonna open the door for everyone.
Alright, you head on inside, mercifully away from this rain, sort of brushing yourselves off. You realize as soon as you're out from underneath the gaze of the moon, those reflections, that wetness is just normal wetness. It's not actual blood, luckily enough. As you look around the interior, it all seems to be in order. Nothing was looted. The 3 shrines are sort of set aside in their own room of the Nagajor gods. Or at least, well, not necessarily Nagajor specific gods, but more Tian gods of Shizuru, Naladavanti, and I believe, what was the third one? It was, Tsukio, the god of the moon. The prince of the moon, in fact. Otherwise, everything seems to be in order.
While we're in here, can I think to myself with an occultism check to think about that blood moon, what may have caused it, and what it might foretell?
Sure thing.
I will aid that.
Mm-hmm. Thousand, something so incredible. Certainly doesn't seem like some. Wow. It's not small. It's not insignificant. Some powerful magic must be creating that, but you have no idea about its source. No idea about how or why. Just know that it is powerful. Something
And it's malicious, then.
certainly
It's being done
looms.
on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to know it was done on purpose, though.
Now, Don, you have a chance to look through your home, in fact, and find some items left behind.
Oh, you look at that. This ought to come in handy for us. Well, not the coin, maybe, but this oil for sure.
Oil of potency. Something certainly to carry in your hands until you are in a fight and then use it immediately.
Did you find something useful?
Well, this oil I can apply to you and hopefully makes you stronger or more resistant.
An oil.
A statue sharpening oil? No.
Something like that, yes.
Oh, I see. It's for weapons.
I do not know if something like that would work on me.
I do think so. I mean, why wouldn't it? Oil, if you like cover something in oil, it'll always work in the rain. I don't know. I have no idea where it's going with this. Sorry.
It's okay. I understand.
Either way, it's only good for one use, but I'm sure we'll make it count.
So about the shrine.
Right. This way, please. You would lead them to the shrine. If it's alright with everyone, I would like to take charge on this.
Yes, of course. And I will be here to assist you.
It is your deity after all.
Thank you very much. And,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Start heading
Like
to the
it's-
shrine.
Yep.
The shrine of the three gods here. You focus upon Navati, the serpent's kiss, a family of fertility, snakes, and sorcery. You know this god is, of course, always one to, well, be a patron of your kind, but also it's a patron of family. It's a patron of just poison, whether you heal it or heal from it or use it, it just likes poison. But otherwise, you feel like it could aid the town in these strange magical circumstances the most. So you step before it. Or maybe one of your allies. Actually,
yeah, I'm just gonna be stepping before it, yes.
And I'll be up there at your side.
Okay. You can also roll for Nalanavati nature lore if you so wish, instead of religion, to try to gain their favor.
It doesn't really make a difference for me.
Alright. Bearing the copper coin.
And here comes my assistance. Meh.
You is not able to help. This is a little bit out of their purview, this particular god. And Laerdon, you yourself have a little bit of difficulty as well. You stumble over some of your words, but at the very least, they are assured. They are, well, convicted. And with your father's proclivity for magic, you seem to feel as if you have been granted the blessing. Maybe because of your father, maybe because of what you've said, you're not sure, but the coin does begin to glow. Inscribed upon it is a simple set of fangs.
I was worried there for a second that that all my stumbling and stuttering might turn her off, but seems I've gained her favor at least.
I think you did an excellent job.
Oh, well, you just say that.
Oh no, I mean it sincerely.
I'll probably not consider a career in anything religious, but I'll certainly keep it in the back of my mind.
I'll have to make a note to include her in my prayers more often.
She seems to be someone you would probably appreciate, given that you were very close about companionship and such.
Oh, I do believe so, yes.
Still, though, now that you have all 3 coins, I believe that you should probably rest the night and perhaps then get started with the lantern.
That's fine, I don't want to go out there.
Rest would be good for us. Besides, I sense that this moon is malicious, and I can see that it's unsettled a couple of you.
I think we can still go out there and do this tonight.
Shugo, we are staying inside.
Okay.
It's unanimous.
Okay. He's all hunkered down in the mother's coil, one of the safer locales here, certainly. You lay out some beds, you find some extra bed sheets, pillows, and such. I have to hope that the other townsfolk that you haven't helped yet are finding cover, finding safety. As you try to sleep in the night here.
I love the way you said that. And by love, I mean, oh God, oh God.
As each of you sleeps, you have a sort of sleep that doesn't seem very joyous. It's almost one of those where you close your eyes and you open them again in the morning. As if you can't really dream when all of this is happening. But the rain seems to abate with the moon. Skies clear up, but the mists still enshroud the village in the morning.
This sleep thing wasn't all you all made it out to be.
Oh, did you manage to sleep?
I think.
You also had that sort of hazy sleep yourself, in fact. Hold on, I'm reloading for a second. Something's bugged.
Can we say that since we spent so long in the tower, I healed Leon on his extra 1 hit point?
Yeah, you did.
Thank you. I'm grateful.
In fact, he would have healed it from just sleeping, because there is
Okay.
that.
No, I
extra bit.
only healed 1 hit point from sleeping.
That's why I had to ask.
That is enough, I think.
But he
yeah.
was down 2.
Oh, he was down 2. Okay, I thought he was down 1. But in the morning, you have a chance, now that you're recuperated, to head out and see about the fate of the rest of the town.
As much as I loathe to say it, we should probably go check on the port to the east. Well, I don't loathe to say it, but I'd rather be fixing the lantern, I should say.
What reason do you think we should check the port?
Weren't we asked to go check on the port?
Well,
We're told that
yes, I suppose.
Granny Hugh, the leader of the Northridge, was holed up at the Grand Exchange, or the Seba DU Exchange.
It is morning. We do have time. Let us check for Granny Who, and then relight the lantern.
It's a big building. You can't miss it.
Alright, let's make your way down through town, or through these little farms here, towards the large warehouse-like DU Seba Exchange. As you arrive, there are sort of these ramshackled palisades out front, and many sort of furniture items placed in front of the building itself. It's not like a fortress like the other, but it seems like this part of town is far enough away from the other parts of town where all the action is happening that seems to have withheld or held up against the invasion well enough. There's a few guards that stand outside that sort of shout, "Oh there! Survivors! After all this, I didn't think there were any more. Come, Granny Hugh might want to see you."
Thank you.
Good, good.
As you arrive
Go in as soon as we can.
in the trade office here, people are bustling around the warehouse space, just as they were at Old Matsuki's, helping each other, organizing things, arming themselves. But you also find Granny Hugh sort of off to the side, scrutinizing a map of Willow Shore, using game pieces from, well, a board game set to mark where monsters have been sighted and where people might be trapped. Oh. Who is this we have here? Survivors? This far along in all of this? At her side also seems to be Kim Guong, the sort of lead of trade, essentially. Leader of the trading post here, a priest of Kofusachi, the laughing god of merriment and money-making, essentially. And I would put Granny Hugh down for some reason, though. She doesn't actually have a token. But she does have this portrait, though.
Well, it was a harrowing journey, but we did make it this far and encountered many survivors along the way.
How did you cross the river? Yes,
We
as
made it
far
somehow.
as I know, the only way across is held by those monsters. You didn't strike some bargain with them, did you?
No, we found an alternative path.
An alternate path. Very well.
I do not recommend it.
Foolishly brave. All young people are, I suppose.
I cannot argue with that.
It then.
It was a terrible choice, but we made it.
You're going to tell me exactly what you've been up through, up against, how things are going.
Gladly. The most numerous of creatures that we have encountered thus far have been centipedes, as well as some vipers, and some small blue humanoids. I do not know how to describe them. Now explain how we saw they had raided the guard tower in the southeast. They've ransacked a lot of buildings. I'll tell them all about the people holed up at Old Matsuki's. I'll tell them about the survivors. Basically all the survivors we've encountered so far, including the clinic and the little temple
Yeah.
for Daikitsu, etc.
Well, it seems that things aren't as worse as I thought.
The downtown is absolutely terrible, however.
Yes, that is what I already know. But you're right. Well, I suppose I should say Old Matsuki may be right. That you need to get that lantern lit and the creatures on the bridge dealt with before we can even attempt to liberate downtown. But I can tell you some information, so you don't have to return here after you've dealt with the lantern. There is some sort of brain for the monsters somewhere. Something that is coordinating this. Or someone. I've heard from some of those who escaped from downtown that it is a creature called Mo-Do-Chu. It might be some sort of humanoid with occult powers, or some sort of yokai. It matters not what it is, but you must deal with it. It is the one that seems to be in control of downtown.
I don't suppose we have any information on its nature, its weaknesses, or traits?
Nothing of the sort. Nobody, not even the guards, were able to deal with him. It seems he is a creature of some sort of occult power. That much is certain. Be wary when you approach downtown. Gather information from who you can, if there are even any survivors there, once you arrive, of course. But Mo-Do-Chu must be slain for us to be liberated.
Everything that's happened so far has robbed me of my manners. I absolutely must apologize. As we were speaking on such terms, I bow deeply. I do not believe we are directly acquainted, although we might know who each other are.
Not precisely, but I know who you are. I know who all of you are, including the curiosity that walks by your side.
Oh, well, goodness.
Hugo, you'll have to explain how you came to be as such at a later date.
Yes, later, once this is all done.
Excuse me. Old age and all that. But that does remind me. I did hear something about your friend, Ugly Cute, going missing. But I
Yes.
find the idea of it waking up on its own to be ridiculous. You waking up on your own to be ridiculous.
The town was in need of help. We really couldn't help as we were, and I guess we can help like this.
Perhaps. But I would warn against assuming that ugly cute or whatever it is that is animating that statue is friendly. Be wary, is all I am saying. Strange things are afoot. And since it is not here to help us, it may just be an enemy.
Something must have drew it away from the village. That is it. I've known Ugly Cute for many, many years.
Forgive me for not taking your word for it. You are only one witness of many who do not know of anything of the sort. But that's besides the point. You ought to light the eternal lantern. In the past, Master Zichui lit the lantern with coins blessed by Callistria, Kofasachi, and Shelin.
I see.
If anybody told you it was Pharasma, they were mistaken. It's a common rumor, though, as Pharasma, or the Lady of Souls, is quite an important goddess around here. It was actually a very different circumstance 100 years ago.
Are you saying that there is a difference between which gods we receive the blessings of for this?
Well, I do see that you have some blessings in your possession at the moment. I will not pry as to which gods they were. It is up to you to decide for us, it seems. You can always change your mind, though.
The choices we made, I believe, are. I'm hoping that they are the best we could make in the current situation.
Yes, of course. Well, that is all the information that I could give you. But I will also give you some direction now. If you are to go downtown, I suggest retaking the barracks first. For its armory may have some useful supplies for you if it's not already been looted. But I have trusted my son-in-law, the current guard captain, Zheng Peng, to be able to hold his own for at least a week.
It'd probably be wise to get weapons to the townsfolk who would want them. So they have a chance to defend themselves at least.
And those fools wouldn't be able to hold a sword the right way around, and it's right to both sides.
Perhaps.
Nevertheless, I would trust the guards in this matter.
Whereabout is the barracks?
And one more thing. I'm worried about some of my missing grandchildren. They were last seen the night of the festivities in the northern drying yards near the mushroom house. I'm sure children of their age were hosting their own private party, getting away from the festival, getting drunk, or worse, due to their proximity to the mushroom house. As she sort of looks to Baozin, that's something you would know about. Nevertheless, check to the north of here. It's quite close.
There's a what
See if
north
my...
here?
the mushroom house. See if my children have not gotten, or grandchildren have not gotten themselves killed for their foolishness.
That we can check.
Of course.
But we can do more than be mere errand boys.
That remains to be seen. I have given you my information and my suggestions. I do hope you make wise choices with them. Now, there's much I need to do, much I need to coordinate. Be on your way.
Stay well.
Before we leave, there's a girl you were going to check on to see if she was here and safe.
Thank you.
A girl. What girl? There are many survivors here.
One moment, please.
All I can say is that it was the daughter of the guard Hayerha?
Ah, yes. I her daughter. She is safe here. She's in one of the other rooms crying her head off, but otherwise she'll be fine.
You can tell her that her mother is safe.
Good. That should bode well for all of us. At least one family has not been torn apart by all this. Give yourselves 40 experience points for meeting Granny Hugh. But as you guys are about to leave, rushing up is Ataku. Bowsen recognizes her. She's the sort of fish master of the docks here. Oh, hey, glad to see you're safe, Bowsen.
Glad to see you as well.
I wish you would stay. I know how dangerous it is out there, but, did you see what was happening last night? I can sniff out the rain whenever it happens, but that was different. I smelled iron first, and then the rain started.
It was different. It was unnatural. Malicious, even.
Malicious. Don't go out in it. It was terrifying to look at.
Certainly not a pretty sight. But one you must face. Well, one I must face.
Yes, of course, of course.
You've seen whose trial this is.
Well, I wish you good luck. Truly. And, if you ever need a forecast, you know where to find me.
That I do. Thank you.
Forecast?
A weather forecast.
They have a good nose.
How many days can you tell in advance?
I can tell, well, just about a day's advance. What the weather's going to be like. So if you're afraid anything's going to cause you problems, you can come to me. Though I can only really do it once a week. It takes a lot out of me, and yeah.
It's a very useful talent.
I think so. Especially for fishing. You know when the fish are going to move. But farewell. Stay safe.
To you as well.
Things have been promising so far, but it remains to be seen. I, for one, would like to be safe. But the safe option is not the right one. Let's go. We've been talking, and we must act.
All right.
To the north, then.
To the mushroom house?
Mhm.
Yep.
All right.
It's right there. Might as well.
You head up to the mushroom house, which seems to have been boarded up and abandoned, but you were told the children might be in the drying yards, lumber yards, beyond the house a little bit. So you begin searching around, and it's pretty quick that you hear, "Hey, is someone out there? Damn this, we're trapped." Beyond some big piles of lumber, you hear this calling out.
Help is on the way.
You rush around a corner
Mhm.
and find a strange scene for you. Let me set it up real quick. Just a sec. Alright. As you guys arrive, between some large stacks of wood in a secluded corner of the drying yard, you see this massive contraption of some sort. Of sharp pointed sticks of wood, rope going this way and that seem to surround completely these figures before you, these young revelers. One of them being the proprietor of the mushroom house themselves, the grower that you well know as Ludabama. The others just teens, young adults as well, who snuck away to partake instead of participate in some old person's festivities. Hey,
What in the world happened here?
yeah, this, we didn't do this ourselves. We were all, sleeping off the night, and, we woke up and to hear laughter, and we're surrounded by all these spikes and stakes. These little creatures shouted at us, telling us that we'd better not move or the whole thing would collapse in on us. You gotta help us. We're getting hungry, and we can't really drink all this alcohol for our thirst either. Now I've got a hangover. Real bad one. Just be careful, because it might fall on you if you pull the wrong string.
The wrong string. My goodness.
I wonder if it was those creatures we found before.
Small, blue, evil? Probably.
Yes, that sounds similar.
The Abacus sisters were their names.
Oh, they didn't say their name. But, be careful, really. I think the way it's set, if we don't, as long as we don't move, it's not gonna hit us, but if you're not careful yourself on the outside, it could fall on you. But aren't you gonna try something? Just tear it down?
Yes,
Something.
I will remove it.
One moment. Can I evaluate like what may happen if Shuko tried to pull out this section in front of us using a crafting check?
Yeah, roll crafting.
Very good.
Oh.
You're not quite sure? You just see a lot of ropes connected everywhere.
It doesn't seem to be that well held together.
Am I good to remove this piece then?
Be slow. Be careful.
Maybe we could get a second pair of eyes on it.
Let me take a quick look at this.
Well
Oh.
done. You're not quite sure how to solve this either. But, at the very least, you could give it another go over. You could give it another chance. Though at this point, you're going to have to try to attempt to dismantle it with your crafting instead of just look at it.
Here. Uh,
Whoever takes charge on it, you're gonna get my guidance.
alrighty, I'll take charge then.
All right, you two tell me where to pull, I guess, and I will try to remove it.
I'm gonna cast Nudge Fate on whoever is helping me.
I'm aiding, yeah.
Okay.
Chain of people aiding each other.
Thousand. It's a couple of scary moments, but at this rate, you're not figuring out exactly how to unravel it safely. It doesn't fall on you, thankfully, because you didn't critically fail, but I'm gonna need another try. Just be careful,
This time without guidance.
don't get killed for our part. Seemingly, you're still fine, actually. You're
That's-
pretty self-assured in your knowledge of crafting, that you're not going to make it collapse on its own, but you're also not getting any progress at this rate. You can try again. Just as long as you don't roll a natural 1, I believe.
Don't say that.
It's getting closer
Getting
each
closer,
roll.
yeah.
I'm worse than you guys. You want me to try?
I can try if you don't feel confident.
Oh god.
I think I'm gonna try one more time.
Okay.
Can I have one more time?
Okay,
Sure thing.
thank you.
Well, what are you trying to do?
Just release it, like this.
As you find the right rope, this rope seems to have been the crux of all of it, the one that was holding all the tension. As you pull that one, it then goes to here, unravels that one, loosens this one gets loose, and it all all that tension just falls downwards rather than inwards or outwards. It doesn't get pulled in or out, since all the tension is all steadily, carefully released. Oh, it's done then? Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. As they
Yes.
sort of clamber through.
Careful with those caltrops.
Oh, well, we've been able to count them and look over them. We're good. We're good. Thank you. Sorry, what's happening? Why did the creatures just show up, and why did nobody come to help us?
The lamps have gone out.
The Eternal Lantern? That doesn't
Yes.
ever happen. It's been a light ever since my grandpa's been around. It's never gone out. Must be really bad then. And all that weird bloody rain last night, it was terrifying. I almost broke and ran. Didn't want to be under that. But
But you didn't.
and I guess it was fake. Thankfully. Thank you again. I don't have anything to give you, but we just want to get to safety.
We will escort you. It's on the way.
Okay. Well, let's go then. Give yourselves 60 experience points for saving them.
I need to be right back. Like 1 second. Please
Sure.
just continue for now.
Mm-hmm. So you guys, for the purpose of it, escort them back to Granny Q, who certainly begins to scold them for what they were doing. But she still nods to you all, thanking you for acquiring them again. But from here, what is your guys' plan? You have all 3 blessings at this point.
We should move to the armory, repair.
That's
and
right.
Move to light the lantern again.
Remember that the armory is downtown.
That's true. That's kind of a challenge.
Oh shoot, that's
But
on
so
the other
is the
side of
bridge.
river, isn't it?
Well, the bridge is at the entrance to downtown. And the lantern, remember, is on the south side of the bridge.
Oh, so I'm confused. Where is the armory?
In downtown proper, the dangerous area. They've been
Ah.
warned against until you at least light the lantern.
Then we should probably cross here.
I think we should sneak our way back across the bridge to light the lantern.
Sneak our way across the bridge.
Do you want to go in the water?
This far away from the downtown, our chances of getting across the water again might be significantly higher than they were in the downtown area, in the reservoir.
You are next to the docks.
I do think we should just cross the Duyu, right here, at the docks, and then make our way back to the bridge on foot, on the south bank.
I believe it to be a bad idea. But let's listen to you.
So you want to cross through the dangerous downtown,
We can sneak through.
and then across the entirety of the dangerous bridge.
Yes,
Why?
to light the lantern.
Why do it that way?
Those threats we know. Those threats we can handle. I'm confident of
There are significant. Do you remember looking at the bridge as we went by? Do you not remember seeing how many of the evils there were?
Shugo, Leodon, what do you make of this?
Crossing the river is probably the better option here. Then we can light the lantern immediately. And we can see if Ugly Cute came back to its gate.
And Leodon? And you, Leodon?
I'm not sure myself, I'll be honest.
Hmm.
The river will probably try to kill us again, though.
But we
Yes.
are much further away from the downtown, where
Still
the
do
bulk
not
of the
believe
problems
that makes
are.
it safe. But
It-
you make a good point about it being the better option.
It most likely will not be safe, but
Fate
it will
deemed
probably be safer than behind the dam.
Fate deemed that we passed once. It should deem that we pass again.
There was mention of a barracks. Where was that exactly?
In the downtown.
The blacks, the barracks was smack dab in downtown.
Gotcha. Then yes, we should go light the lantern. That will make things easier for us.
So be it then.
All right. Someone lead the way on this. Where you go?
Guess we're going to the docks and getting a boat.
Okay.
And then going across.
I'm going to pray before the river before we get in the boat and cross.
As you kneel down to pray, looking out into the waters, you get the impression that what you did yesterday has certainly assuaged the spirits, at least for a day. So yeah, you're actually, since you're still in the morning, you're actually just a few hours before they would start to coalesce again.
I still
Luckily
do it
not.
as a formality,
Of course.
As if a gesture to show, please understand we're trying to prevent this from happening to any others. We can protect this village together, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Okay.
if it has no mechanical value.
I guess we commandeer another boat and just go straight across.
Yep.
All right. You commandeer a boat. Roll an athletics check real quick, Sugar.
Okay, let me get my sheet back up.
And this time, as you've gotten the hang of it, you definitely push the boat forward and across the river. Back to the other side, back where you began things, at the spider gates. Where still there's no sign of Ugly Cute.
I hope Ugly Cute is found soon. I hope that what was said is not true.
It's a possibility that we should remain aware of, even if it's unlikely that Ugly Cute would betray us. There is the possibility that Ugly Cute could be influenced by the evils.
Let's hurry. I want to light this lantern and get this all over with.
Of course.
Alright. You guys make your way the mile down the shoreline here. It takes you about 20-30 minutes or so before you finally arrive to the industrial district here. And nothing seems to be bothering you along your journey. You make your way over towards the Dawnstep Bridge once more. There's a bit of a tree line next to it. You could have a look before you engage or do whatever you're doing here.
We're taking a look.
Alright. I will need a stealth check from anybody who is going to go up through the bushes enough to have a look. Because if you can see them, they can see you.
I'll wait behind.
Okay.
I will cast Nudge Fate. I'll go. I'm smaller. Harder to spot.
Alright.
Are you sure? I'm pretty used to like just going out and not getting caught.
Then you go. And I will assist via Nudge
Alrighty.
Fate.
Let's see.
I'll move you over. Of course, you're not precisely in these positions, but it was Leo Dawn who went over here, so you'll be the closer one. From beyond these large bushes here, you see a couple of things. First, of course, the Dawnstep Bridge itself. Blood smears the gray stone of the bridge, evidence of a recent fight. The flame of Willishore's iconic stone lantern is, for the first time in memory, extinguished, as it has been sitting at the front of the bridge for nearly 100 years. But alongside it, a large humanoid figure sits on a throne made of stolen furniture heaped on top of the bridge. As he drinks from a brewing pot, several much smaller humanoids around him caper about, apparently mimicking and mocking the death throes and reactions of recent victims, sort of clutching at their necks, going, "Ah!" that sort of thing, and falling dead, and the others laughing and giggling at the misfortune of those in town here. Many of them sort of in front of the thing here. And this one, this strange, ugly creature seems to be their leader. In fact, I have another image of the scene for you guys.
Oh, that's eerie. So is that.
I think that's more eerie.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
But as they are
But,
draping themselves in the torn, bloodied clothes of those slain, and this leader of theirs drunkens themselves in the early morning hours of the day, seemingly already feeling as if they have been victorious over the town. That is the scene you see, Liaodon?
He's going to report back to everyone about what he's seen, and try to make it justice with just how horrifying it looks. It it's I I like the words really. It's horrifying. They've made a makeshift throne of furniture and are just parading around, taunting everyone who's slain.
They defile this town and the lantern.
Makes sense for creatures of their ilk. How many?
A lot. About 9 of them in total.
That's quite a few.
We will need to defeat them to get to the lantern, it sounds like.
Well, the leader is still like drinking something, so we could try and slip him the poison that we were given.
How would we do that? How would we convince him to drink what we have?
They're carrying
Challenge
around
him.
some kind of pot. If we just sneak it in there, I think he'll drink from it.
Challenge him to drink. Perhaps then he will just give him the poison. Say, I challenge you to a drink.
Oh, you're right.
He doesn't appear to be bright, but merely brutish,
Would it
from what you
not,
describe.
would it not be dangerous to go up to them? I feel it would be.
Remember
my
our encounter
thought.
with those sisters. They are more prone to mischief than violence. Violence is not foreign to them, but they seem to prefer tricks over brutality.
We did hear from Old Matsuki that this is very likely susceptible to challenges.
So, which of you will challenge this creature then to a drinking contest or whatever it is?
I look at Shugo.
I look at Shugo.
I also give Shugo a very expectant look.
Why are you looking at me?
Because if it's a drinking challenge, you might be impervious to the effects of drink.
Indeed, you are but a spirit within a stone body.
Yeah, I don't hold my liquor all that well.
We could be wrong, but I mean, I don't think we are.
I don't know if I should drink that. He's gonna point to the poison that we have. Laudon has.
I'm not very well versed in these sorts of tricks and activities. I am not sure what sort of approach to take.
Do you even have any alcohol to mix it with?
Well, I do have some arsenic you could mix it with, but I doubt that it would make it any more palatable.
The Dreamtime tea is a tea in itself. So, as long as you, well, you would be carrying around a jug anyway. You wouldn't have like a little teacup, right?
Just walking around balancing a teacup so it doesn't spill this whole time.
Yeah. But suffice to say, you have a vessel, you have some sort of like gourd or whatever that you're carrying it around in, and it could easily be mistaken for any other type of drink.
You could also just approach this a whole lot simpler. Why not just have the challenge be this trick silver coin that I have, and the price being the drink for them or something.
Oh my! And now we're getting somewhere.
To make them think that poison's their prize.
Of course, I can't really be the one to offer this challenge because I'm pretty sure they'll see right through me.
Why is that?
Well, you've seen how I was around my sister with trying to save face.
No, did not. I was trying to help Ibuki with his work.
Alright, well, I am a terrible liar to say the least.
Well,
Or
then I suppose we need somebody who's good with words. Start looking at each
Yuga?
of you.
Are you any good at lying?
Well, I do have a way with words, but
If we win this coin toss, what are we asking for? It needs to be something that they would believe, right?
it's about safe passage across the bridge, and if we lose, we surrender them the string to them, so win-win in the end.
They don't look very smart, you said, right?
Correct, yeah.
And previous encounters have painted them as such.
Well, you are the one with the magical coin. Huh?
Laudon looks between the party again, increasingly fearful of being sent out again.
I don't necessarily need to lie to do this.
A mission can still be a lie. You would have to hold your straight face.
So you wish me to...
I point to my beak.
That's part of your face, yes.
It's pretty
I don't...
straight.
I don't think it bends. I think that is what the joke was supposed to be.
That makes more sense.
I am very glad you understand my humor.
If you're willing to give it a try, I'll gladly give you this coin and tea, obviously.
This should be interesting. As long as I believe wholeheartedly in what I'm asking for. And I admit that it is tea.
Just don't mention that there's poison in it.
Well, yeah, to activate the coin, you just have to rub your thumb across one side, and it'll guaranteed land with that side up. So you can try and manipulate the outcome.
Might I give it a quick practice first?
Gladly. Well done. Hands over the silver piece.
I try rubbing my thumb on one side of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
And you just toss it in the air, and no matter how you catch it, let it fall, whatever, it'll land that side up.
I rubbed it on the bird's side.
Okay.
And I flip it.
Spins through the air, lands, and it seems to be the bird side up.
All right, I can do this. But I need everybody's help.
We can come with you.
Oh, I just meant that I wanted you to pray for me to the gods.
Might be good to have
Certainly.
everyone there.
I mean, being with me.
In one way or another, yes.
I will come with you, Yuga.
All right then.
I'll hide out back here together with Bowsin and pray for your safety.
But then again, I mean, if the intent is to cross the bridge, we would want to make it look like we do want to cross, yes? Because we do want to cross.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's.
They do not need to know that these two exist.
Oh, yes, of course.
There.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So,
I shall get closer though, in case support is needed.
go right ahead.
Once the poison is ingested, I'm sure it will be.
This will be interesting.
And in that one, I slashed their eyes out, and they still were running, and they ran into the lake. They probably drowned. They're so stupid. And hey, look, someone's coming up. Something's walking, pet dragon, and it's a bird guy. Look, Gurgle.
As they sort of tug on the big guy's armor there, he sort of looks up drunkenly, dropping the pot at his side. You there. How about you come closer? What you got there? Something good?
Oh, well, I suppose I do have something good. It's nothing special. It's a tea, one that I believe to be very, very refreshing and relaxing and soothing.
Oh, you come
But-
in with offerings. It's about time these people realize we're their rulers now. Well, hand it over.
Shugo's gonna
Been running out.
murmur to Yuga, just go with it. You forget the coin.
The prayers worked.
Come on,
Very well.
give us your offering.
I cautiously approach, holding the jug out, and I bow my head deeply to show deference and respect.
Just give it here. I don't care about your respect. I don't need your respect. Just need your wine.
Oh, very well. And I hand it over.
He immediately takes a large swig of it.
Well, that was easier than planned.
I'm
Ah.
gonna cry, literally.
Lemony, what's going on? It's flowery? I don't want flowers. What the hell is this anyway?
It's exactly what I said it was.
What'd you say it was? You just said it was wine. Wine doesn't taste like flowers. Feel funny, but I wanted real stuff. Not this trash. You're gonna give me something real.
As he rushes up and grabs you by your collar, or by your cloak or coat.
Oh, I might. Oh, my goodness.
Maybe you drank it all. That's fine. All the good stuff, at least. Nobody sober would walk up to me. But they don't call me Gurgle Gut for nothing. Let's see what's in yours.
Do you like songs?
He brings out the kukri for a moment.
Songs. You think I need some entertainment? You were gonna be my entertainment already. But you steam my hand for a moment. You can sing.
Oh,
Birds in
well,
the trees.
I can, but perhaps a little tune on the flute.
On the flute. I don't like flutes.
I know
Nice.
where you can get more of your wine that you probably like.
What? You talk?
Of course I talk.
Never seen anything like you. But you can keep talking. Wine, you said? Where's more?
Possibly wine back towards the governor's house. Across the bridge.
Governor's house.
There's a plinth over there. There might be some wine there.
Governor's house disappeared.
Well,
It's
where
not
the
there
governor's house
anymore.
was. Where it was.
There's nothing there. We
Wait,
already
if it-
were downtown.
Wait, if it disappeared, wouldn't that mean that there's nothing guarding the wine?
We'll allow one deception check.
Good luck. Good luck, you guys.
Natural 20, natural 20, natural 20. 14.
I can smell your line. Let me handle these ones. I need my fun here. Y'all stay back. You cowardly anyway.
I need everyone's initiatives.
Oh no.
For next time, because we're getting late.
Oh,
Eep.
I'm guessing we can see that from here, or at least tell
Yes,
us
you guys are in
what's going on.
initiative.
you can probably see Yuga being manhandled.
I'll miss you guys.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Let's
Should we
make-
roll now or wait till next time?
You can roll now. See where things are.
Not gonna be thinking about this all week. Oh no, I rolled last in initiative.
Well, it doesn't really matter because you can all delay between each other. But he's going first as he stabs towards Yuka's gut. We're gonna end there.
Yay!
Yippee.
Goodness.
He did roll really well on his fortitude save,
He did.
but sometimes shit doesn't work. So I have to deal with it in another way. It seems though that the other creatures are deferring to their leader, afraid of him, not wanting to get into a fight alongside him. Seems like he's a glory hound and they don't want to interrupt that. At the very least. But that'll be the end of the session. Thank you all for watching. I do want to repeat the announcement I mentioned at the start of the stream. We are going to move over to my YouTube channel to stream on YouTube at Kobold DM. Most people found me through Kobold DM anyway, so I think it's only appropriate to go onto YouTube and start putting these campaigns there. It makes it a lot easier for me to have the video immediately available instead of having to download it, then upload it, then do all that crap. Also, I'm changing up my Twitch channel to be my other character that I've been working on for quite some time. And I'm sort of splitting my personality in two because I'm a Gemini, and that's how it works apparently for me. But anyway, business
That's
side.
exactly how it works.
Yes. But yeah, all my Pathfinder stuff, I want to keep to Pathfinder. All my fun game stuff, I want to keep to other side of me. I like to keep the businesses a little bit separate, so people don't need to worry about me being a furry on Kobold DM. Anyway. And it's, you know, I'm literally here in a VTubing avatar that has a snout, so, but anyway, still. It's how I've decided to do it. It's a perfect solution, so I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I hope you guys had fun. Chris, you stream.
That's right. Oops, wrong chat. That's right. I'm Chris Kobold. I'm the player of Yuga, and I stream at Twitch TV/Chris Kobold. I changed it again. Wednesdays and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Central. Come by sometime. It'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. I don't feel so bad about switching up my name on Twitch either.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, at least it's like the same name, just different.
Yeah. But either way, thank you guys for all watching. Remember, YouTube is where this is going to happen on my Kobold DM channel. I'll, of course, do all the advertisements as usual in the usual places, but if you want to catch us over there. Live. But yeah, see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.